Alright, and we're back. Stuck the landing still. This is the last part of the mod, too.
Well, that sucks.
You need a cough drop?
Guess this is it for me. This mission went to hell real fast. This hospital, it's been abandoned for a while now. Some things happened here. People went missing. They just covered it all up. However, that was so long ago. They detected something beneath the hospital. A pulse. And then it all became clear. We found that same signal in the past. In that old house in the woods up north. We know exactly who we're looking for. Only this time, he's got nowhere to run. My squad and I, we were sent here to track him down. The man responsible for all of this. His name is Dr. Romero. Find that asshole and waste him. Good luck.
And he's pretty much toast. But yeah, the house did have some relevance. It wasn't just some random thing in the beginning of the game. I like that. It's a nice connection.
I heard every word that man said.
No, you didn't.
I am not a murderer. I have never intentionally killed anyone, and I don't plan on starting tonight. Therefore, I want to give you the chance to decide. In just a moment, this elevator is going to stop on the main level, directly next to the main entrance to the hospital. If you want to spare yourself, just leave me in this hospital alone. If you're bound and determined to find and kill me, though, just keep heading down the elevator. I won't stop you from coming. Just be warned, I will be forced to defend myself.
Psh, you're just like a nerd with glasses. I don't know how you can defend yourself, man. So there is two choices here. So you can do the pussy out ending if you go out here, but I'll show you guys a little bit of an Easter egg if you want. And now I believe if you reverse her speech, she also says get back in or something like that. Because if you do go out there, she will kill you as well. And here's a nice little Easter egg too. I like this.
I do not wish for you to see me like this. Please leave now.
So yeah, that pretty much confirms the idea that the ghost is actually, like, infected the announcing system. So it's not just some random, like, fucked up automated system. There's actually, like, a ghost inside of it. I like that. It's small, but I like it a lot. It's clever. So, and now we're gonna go down and...
This area is restricted to senior level staff only. If you do not have the proper authorization, please leave immediately. It's for your good.
Oh, is it now? Anywho, so this is where Romero was holed up. He has 2 left feet, like all normal people in Half-Life 2. He locked himself in the bathroom to have a panic jerk as well. Understandable, really. But there's a lot of lore here. We can see that... Oh no! That looks like his wife and they bought the house! And then there's the core results. Oh no. There's a bunch of... I don't want to know what that is. Anyways, yeah, you can see there's a lot of research data. There's the house in the beginning, and there's a bunch of, like... You know, if I was a crazy scientist, I'd still at least have the decency to, like, clean my area up a little bit better. So we can go over here, open this shit up. Looks like he was playing around with Microsoft Paint, like we all do. And down there is something spooky and crazy. So we can also go over here and see that, hey, that looks like the padded cell, that looks like the areas we were all contacting in, so this is where he was broadcasting from. And if you really want to, I'm not going to spoil it all, but you can actually read all the logs that go into the lore. Essentially, Emily is the ghost of George Romero's wife. Yeah, actually the guy's name is George, that's his in-canon name. Excuse me. So yeah, she died because he was a bastard and he was doing experiments, and they lived out in that house out there. She died during one of his experiments and haunts him, and the core, which we're going to go down there and experience, is basically being used as a terror weapon to create, like, hallucinations. So essentially all those hallucinations you've been having the entire game are from the core sending out pulse waves, apparently. Now, this is going to save you a lot of time. Go ahead and flick these guys over there. I cannot stress it enough. This isn't a very hard boss fight, but it's just enough to where it's annoying, and you don't want to go in with no, like, help here. I will say if there's one thing I don't like about this mod, it's this. It's a very, very just sort of jank and shitty boss fight. But at the same time, the Half-Life engine's never really been good for boss fights anyways. This is not some fucking Icon of Sin level badassery. Okay, this is just like, we didn't know how to end the game, I feel like, and this is kind of what they came up with. It's not the worst thing ever. It actually reminds me of the Nylanth boss fight a little bit, but significantly shittier. So, alright. The fuck is this medieval S&M device? Oh, back from your panic wank.
This is the core, my life's long work. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Sure.
It's important to me, and I'll go as far as needed in order to achieve my goals. I've made some mistakes, sacrifices my loved one, and even I myself, but I have to continue. There is no turning back now. I'm afraid I can't let you interfere. It's protecting me, you see, keeping me safe from her. Therefore, I have to send a few friends to keep you company. Let's see how long you can last against them. That's always a great experiment.
So now the final boss fight has started. Go over here and hit this switch. Now, this is an incredibly irritating section.
50% an hour before it's still fully functional. I didn't need that shield anyway. I have a lot of other surprises.
So yeah, you gotta go over here and chop all these wooden pillars.
I actually wasn't planning on using the pulse emitters, but you're leaving me no choice. Enjoy.
So yeah, this does very minor damage. I like how he does just say, hey, watch it, man, those support beams are fragile. As if, like, to say, you know what? Don't mess the thing up that's actually, you know, keeping me from, like, getting killed by my crazy ghost wife. You know, to be fair, this asshole probably had it coming. Oh, cut it out, eh?
What are you doing? The support beams are all that's holding the core up in the air.
I'm sure it is, man. Sure it is.
I'm gonna let you keep doing that. Time to send you somewhere else. Into your own head. Bon voyage.
Voice acting's a bit iffy here, but this also is implying that all those crazy hallucinations you've been having were 100% planned. And maybe, just maybe, Emily actually wants to keep you alive.
She can't be here. Stop it.
Ugh.
Imagine what will happen if this whole thing falls.
Oh, I can. It ends the game. So, yeah, basically, if you couldn't pay attention to the very basic story here, Emily's pretty understandably pissed. She didn't really want, you know, Romero to keep working on this thing, because obviously it's pretty shitty.
Get the hell away from the support beams.
I like how he just gets progressively more annoyed. He also quotes Portal at one point, too. He says there's so much science to be done. He also has, like, quite a lot of just random fluff. Oh, there's the line.
Look at me. Still talking about your science.
Oh, I played Portal too, man.
Gotta do a quiz.
I also like the confidence of a person that's in the middle of a quote-unquote boss fight that says, hang on, man, I gotta take a whiz. You can't destroy it. I love how he says can't. Then again, I say Mountain. Also, I like this sequence. I wish this didn't show up in the final boss fight. But also, yeah, if you're curious, this basically means that the chopper was shot down because of the psychic beam bullshit energy thing. It's not exactly a very original plot. It's also not a very strong plot, if I'm being honest. And hey, I may have seen this in Fear at some point or another, but you know what? It's A for effort. At least I can tell you where it came from. But hey, they threw a mannequin in, so it's 100% unique. This is my own original character, do not steal. So, yeah, it's implied that, like, the car crash was 100% planned by Emily to get you into a coma state so you could eventually kill Romero yourself. Or she could do it for you. So, that's kind of the plot of the game. It's not very complicated, but it's not terrible. I mean, it could be a lot worse. It could literally just be aliens came down and beamed up bullshit. I think this section, by the way, takes way too damn long. It really does. I don't know. I feel like this could have been trimmed down. It's cool, but it just takes too long, in my opinion. And oh no, she grabbed us out. No.
This can't be.
Okay, they're Quan Chi. Fucking can be.
You just don't get it, do you? You think you crashed your car in front of our house by accident and ended up here? It's not a coincidence. She's using you. You're just a pawn in her game.
I'd like to point out that the sound this thing uses is also the like Half-Life 2 load up for the gunship, I believe, when it's shooting. But it's still a pretty clever resource to use.
Done with you? You're finished. She'll tear you up just like everyone else.
Sounds kinky, man. Pretty okay with that. So, yeah, like I said, this boss fight isn't terrible. Oh, will you now? I'd like to see you try.
Thanks for destroying the radio room. I would have never been able to take down that chopper without that.
I really do think this is a weak boss fight. It's not hard, it's just irritating, if anything. But I mean, I can't think of how else I'd end it either.
If you shut down the core, she'll be able to come here. You won't be able to stop her.
I'll just use my cool charisma +5 on her, then she'll totally deal with it.
She saves you from this one.
Oh, I'm sure she won't. Oh no! I've been here before! She also apparently has a gravity gun in her hands, too. I'd also like to point out, is it possible that she called the ambulance? I don't know. Maybe she did. I have no clue, man. This game's story is not exactly 100% stellar. Thanks for parking right next to my head, too, you asshole. So yeah, you got put in the hospital.
She sent you all the way here? Don't you understand? It was an accident.
Oh.
Well, she can't help you now. You're too close to the core.
I like how even after all this shit's happening, he's like, oh, she can't do anything. Whatever. Clearly she is, but he doesn't, you know, care. I also don't think you can break these support beams without having to use the axe. I think if you just shoot at them, it doesn't do anything.
She's using you to get to me.
Well, that's what, you know, the way life works, man. You get mad, then you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the woman, then the woman turns on your back, turns into a ghost, and then she kills you. That's just the life cycle, man. I don't know why that's new to you.
Don't think she's helping you or anything. You're just a weapon for her.
Sounds like someone's jealous, though. I'm just gonna say it.
Wow, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
Okay, there, Onision. And pretty much after 100 years of chopping wood, why wouldn't you just go down there first?
It's still operative. I guess I won. Oh shit! Emily. Emily, my love, it worked. You're back. I'm sorry for everything that's happened. I'm sorry for everything I had to... No! No!
Shouldn't have watched that anime special, man. That's all there is to it. This wouldn't have happened if you hadn't just let that lolly go.
Emily, listen. You're about to make a big mistake. The core. It's also...
Oh, how sweet. So, yeah, that's pretty much the entirety of the mod. I mean, you can get the super cool unlockable ending on your own time, but yeah, I'd like to really say, even though it's linear, it's pretty short, it's not bad. I still think it holds up in a lot of ways in terms of level design, especially in the audio and lighting department. The combat, it's not great, but it's a, you know, atmospheric kind of thing as well. It's not really meant to be some crazy, you know, Black Mesa level shooter, but it's still really well made. There's a lot of love put into this, a lot of influence on the, you know, quote-unquote story and the story beats as well, and like the scripting. But I don't think that's a bad thing at the end of the day. I mean, horror is such a hard to like get like down thing, so I don't think it's a problem that they borrowed elements from other things like Fear, Doom 3, Condemned, things like that. I think it's pretty well made, and I mean, that's the main thing. This is a labor of love. It was made for the community. It was made for people that enjoy, you know, community-made stuff like myself and others. It's just, it's a really well-made, solid experience. I don't think it's the greatest horror mod ever, but you can see there the Underhell team also helped as well, which is nice. And I love how the Steam Pipe update for breaking the game and destroying my weekends, yeah, you can thank that for a lot of the things. So, you can also find their website's still active. It's actually pretty cool. I like it a lot. I mean, it has a like link for everything, but you can get it from ModDB if you don't want to go there. But yeah, as far as I know, there wasn't a sequel to this as well. It was just the first two games. Technically, there's just one. But yeah, I really like it. And also, maybe the end. But did we die? I don't know. So yeah, your character didn't die. This was actually patched in later. But yeah, the link's in the description as always, if you want to try it out. So it's free, like I said. I don't even think you need to have Half-Life 2 anymore. You just need to have the Source SDK, which is free, and you just download that through Steam. So if you don't know how to do that, just right-click on your games and then highlight tools and then just download it. It only takes like an hour, and it works for tons and tons of other things on Steam as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I'll see you in the next one.